What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Pickin Corners. It's the first March episode, I guess. You know, we got thrown off by the leap year. I explained that scam, not in full detail, but I gave like the 2-minute drill on what a scam leap year is because Gregorian was lazy. I don't know. Tough to say a guy who figured out the calendar that we still use today was lazy, but I believe he made a miscalculation. And to extrapolate that further, I believe that most people, what they attribute global warming to, I attribute global shifting, meaning Gregorian got his calculations wrong. Every 4 years, we got to add a day. And I think the whole calendar is slightly shifting like 29 days to the right, where when you were a kid, it was March. Oh, yeah, it's spring. You're starting to see those flowers. It's snowing during opening day at Yankee Stadium now. So that's for another time. I've talked about that on my other podcast at length a couple times. But here on this podcast, I know what you guys are looking for. Hopefully, you're looking for educational tips so that you can become a better sniffer. And I think that's what I'm going to try to provide today. Today, I'm going to, number one, show you how to do the Linemate 2+ point prop combos. That alliteration almost gets me every time, but that's a tongue twister that I can deal with. You guys know that word that I hate the most? Go ahead, look in the mirror, say this 5 times. It's not Candyman or anything like that. Say editing. Oh, it's a real tough one. Editing. Do you say editing? Editing? It's a tough one. It's a roll of editing. Anyway, so today what I'm going to tell you about is another kind of line mate combo. A line mate combo that allows you to maximize a certain sniff. What I've been telling people on the Patreon recently, if I ever give 2 line mates, and I like those guys both to register points, and I've given some of those tonight, what I like to do in that scenario is like a pie chart type of bet where I take both players for a point. I take one of those players for a point and the other for an assist. I take the first one for an assist, the second for a point, and then finally the final both guys to get 2 points each combo. Now it depends because it varies on sportsbook and it varies by which sportsbook allows you to do it. Now another thing that I do is if I see a player who's listed at 1.5 points, and I really like that player. You know, these are guys like Kucherov, Matthew Tkachuk, and obviously guys like McDavid. That won't apply so much. But players who are really good, Kyle Connor, where if you're betting on Draftkings or something where they don't allow you to alter their point prop combos, what I do is I take that player, if I like the over 1.5, and I take his line mate with the highest plus money assist for an assist, because think about it. If Kyle Connor has 2 points, to me, it's more than likely that one of his line mates is involved, not just with a point, but likely an assist. And usually over 1.5 for somebody like Kyle Connor is like plus 165. So then if you take the highest priced assist on that line, which is like Gabe Vilardi at plus 180, and you put those two together, you're talking about pretty fat payouts, and it's all centered around that one guy being at 1.5. And we even have one of those that I can even show you tonight. So let's open up Draftkings. So if we go to this Devils-Ducks game, that's going to be the only game where we see anybody on this slate listed at 1.5 points. So if we go to a same game parlay and we open that up and we go over to the player points, you'll probably find Jack Hughes at 1.5 points. Okay, so unfortunately, he's at plus 100, which sucks. But many other guys, they're 1.5. Like even Leon Draisaitl is listed, plus 120 or plus 130. Even in games, you'll get Rantanen in the plus money. However, we'll click that, and then what you can do, and maybe this will take a second, if we could open up Daily Face-Off, and we want to see who Jack Hughes' line mates are. So if we go to the Devils, it's going to show us, hopefully, the most up-to-date lines. And by the way, something you always want to do when you're on Daily Face-Off, scroll up a little bit. see that source up top, Amanda Stein, and it says 5:42 March 1st. So this is running off yesterday's. So wait, what the hell is today? Oh no, today. This is today. You see what leap year did to me? So this is coming off. I mean, this is very recent. So click on her name there, Amanda. Wait a minute. Oh, Pacific time. Wait, what? Am I out of my mind? It's Friday, March 1st, before that time listed. Anyway, right? Like, am I reading that right? March 1st, 5:42 Pacific time, which is in the future. I mean, unless, am I making a crazy mistake? I thought today was March 2nd. Damn you, Gregorian. So you'll see these lines right here, and she's usually on the ball, and you could see the pairings, and you see right there that second line, Palat, Hughes, Lazar. So what I'm going to do, Bob Lazar probably is going to be listed on the point props. I'm going to go back to DraftKings, and I'm going to find Palat. Let's go up. Actually, go down, find him on the points. So Palat, look, his point right there is plus 120. That will bring us to plus 254. Oh, very good. It's very good. But my opinion is if Hughes has 2 points, yes, they could both come on the power play. And in a perfect scenario, they would also be power play line mates. But that's not the case because Palat's on the second power play. So if we uncheck that points for Palat, and we scroll up to the top, and we go to player assist to the other direction, and we go back down to Palat, and we take that over plus 220 assist, now you're looking at plus 405. When somebody has their over set at 1.5 and you like that, then to me, he's going to be involved in 2 goals. And in my opinion, his line mates have a higher percent shot at an assist if this guy has to clear 1.5 points. So that's something that I like to do, and I love to do it if they're actually on the same power play as well. Unfortunately, you're going to need that Palat assist at even strength, which, I mean, there's definitely a chance of that. There's a second line of the New Jersey Devils with a guy who basically had 100 points last year. Or he can also get it as an assist on that second power play unit. So that's something that I like to do there, but in no way, shape, or form am I saying don't do the points. I'm saying this is how I divvy it up. So we can clear that one out, and we can go to, let's go to the Ottawa game. I talked about that one before. So we can go to Ottawa and Coyotes. Up top right there, just click it right. Yeah, go down a little bit. Okay, then open up the same game parlay. Okay, so let's go to player points. Now, if we can go back to daily face-off. So I'm just taking you guys through it one step at a time, the same exact way that I would do it if I was doing it myself. Now, I tend to know a bunch of the line combos, so if we can open up the Senators on their line combinations on daily face-off, you will see that we have those 2 lines that I talked about in the video earlier today. And I don't know, I think it's just appearance, whether you list someone as first or you list someone as second. But we got Stützle, Giroux, and they added Drake Batherson. Batherson was on the quote-unquote third line with Josh Norris. Josh Norris is out of the lineup, so they moved Greg to center. And now Batherson gets a promotion with essentially the 2 best players, I guess you can call it Kachuk, on that team. So there's absolutely value there. So if we go back to the player points on DraftKings, so if we take my philosophy and we take, let's say, you can click Giroux since he's right there. So on a line like this, I take the highest priced assist and I pair it with one of the best, or I try to pair it with the best player on the line. Giroux, Stutz is probably a little better, but they're interchangeable, whoever you like better. So if we go back up to the top and we go over to player assist, and we go to Drake Batherson plus 175 assist, now you're looking at plus 250 when You combine that with a point prop, a point for either Stützle or Giroux, who are like minus 200. If you can add that Batherson assist, and he's a line mate with them, and it's not like he gets no power play time. They divvy up their power play time relatively evenly, and Batherson is on the second unit, so it's not like you're going to have no chance of accruing that on the power play. But this is something that I do if I see some trickle-down snakeonomics that I like. Didn't work out last night with Riley Smith got promoted to the first line with Raquel and Sidney Crosby. Crosby's point total was set at 1.5 plus 170. So if you took the over on him, it's likely Riley Smith got put on the top power play with him and the top line with him. If you took his assist and combined it with Crosby, you're just looking at such a major plus money. And to me, if one gets it, if Crosby gets it, I'm not willing to like Vince McMahon guarantee, but I think it's overwhelmingly likely that Riley will get that assist if Crosby is covering that over 1.5 point prop, especially if they're on the same power play. So that's my highest priced assist guy on a line combo with points theory. But like I said, even if you're just going to do two players who are really good. Oh, you want another one in this game? So Tkachuk and Pinto. I mentioned them earlier. I said both of them are on the same line and the same power play. So if we uncheck or just clear that, and we take the Pinto assist, he's going to have the highest price assist on that line. And what's Tarasenko's at, by the way? Yeah. So Pinto, who's the center and can get a free point on the power play or at even strength, 5-on-5. And then we go up to the top and we go to player points, and then we back up top, Tkachuk. Boom, you're looking at plus 300. And the only way you're losing this is if it happens in reverse or something like that. But in these scenarios, this is where I do what I told you before. If a guy's listed in a half, I will take both of these guys for a point. And in this case, I probably wouldn't do... No, I would. I would do Tkachuk for an assist and Pinto for a point, Pinto for an assist, and Tkachuk for a point. I'm not increasing the amount of money that I'm spending on the game. It doesn't mean, I made a bet on that, and now I'm making another bet on that, and another bet on that for more money. If I'm going to bet $50 on this game, then I'm doing 30 on the point, and then I'm doing 7 on assist point, another 7 on point assist, and then the remaining on 2+ points. And now we can get to that in just a second. So we will leave Draftkings. And just as a reminder, Draftkings allows you to combine points and shots on goal, overs, unders, but it doesn't allow you alt point props where you can say 2 for this guy, 2 for that guy on the same line. So if you're going to try to do those 2+ point combos, you can't do those on DraftKings. You have to go over to Bet365. And on Bet365, what you would do is just go into the game, same way you would on DraftKings. And let's go into Arizona, Ottawa. And before I show you the 2+ point Linemate combos, I do want to call to your attention, go to the same game parlay, go down. You have to go to player milestones for these, by the way. I'm going to show you the same exact bet we just put in on DraftKings. So go to assists. And then go down to Pinto. Okay. Then go back up to points. And now go to Brady Tkachuk. Plus 325. That was the same bet. And it was like plus 290 on the other. So same numbers. I will say this. DraftKings, I call it the neutering feature. They have a neutering feature where the odds should be something. And they neuter it. They give you a lower percentage than what the actual odds should be. So if you're able to, I would put those in at whatever site gives you the best odds. But that's something you guys probably already know. And as far as the 2-point Linemate prop combos, if we go to Tkachuk and we go down to Pinto, no, stay on points. And we go down to Pinto. Nope. 1 over. Nope. Right there. 2+ points for each gets you plus 1,400. These guys are on the same line. They're on the same power play. They hit this 2 games ago. And the likelihood of something like this happening versus the odds you're giving, the odds are in your favor. That doesn't mean they're going to happen, donkey. I'm saying the odds of something like that happening, to me and to anyone who kind of logically thinks about it, in a game against a team like Arizona. Notice I never offer these on the road at Vegas or something like that. In isolated spots, what we like to call ruckus, a 2+ point comp. Like, I would think that one of those two lines, either the top line or the second line, one of those 2+ point prop combos hits tonight against Arizona. We will see, because, Ottawa can always screw you. But I love taking shots on these things. And I guess we'll do it one more time. So if we hit clear all, let's go to the Anaheim game, because I said I would come up with player prop combos. And what I will say, we have been killing it on the Terry and McTavish, but McTavish has been out of it. So let's go to the player milestones. The first thing we can do is take either Brett or Heischer. Heischer's a center, can get some free points. Click the Heischer 225, 2 points. And then go down to Meyer, who's his line mate, and they cashed this last game. That's plus 1,200 right there. Then if you want to get really squirrely, I wish I could use Terry, and I wish I could use McTavish. But Terry's been out of the lineup, and my guess is he's not listed, right? If you go up, there's no Troy Terry. No, the other direction, he'd be up by the top. Yeah, there's no Troy Terry. So what we can do, let's clear the bets or clear the names. Yeah. Go back to daily face-off. And let's check those Anaheim combos. And I'm looking for any duo that share a line and share a power play. Now, they notoriously piss me off because they stagger everyone. They have members from their first, second, and third line on the power play. So go back up and show me that first line. Henrique, Carlson, Killorn. You guys know I hate some of these guys, and by some, you know which one. We made thousands of dollars betting against one of them to register a point. But unfortunately, on this slate, they're the only line that provides us power play time together and 5-on-5 time together. Yep, you're looking at them. Carlson and Killorn. Everybody else, go ahead, name me a duo that you see. Vetrano's on the second line with Carlson and whoever's filling in for Terry. Then the third line has Strome and Silverberg, but Strome and Silverberg, or Silverberg rather, is not listed in the player pool. So the only feasible combo, if you're sticking to the formula of maximizing your opportunity to nail these, would be Alex Killorn, Leo Carlson. So let's go back to Bet365, see what that gets us. Because this game, it potentially has ruckus with these teams. So you look at Killorn, Carlson, that's plus 2,000. Also, hit clear all. Let's check the assist point combo on those two. Now, Carlson, in my opinion, is likely to get an assist, getting those, the free point, as I call it, off the face-off. So let's see if we can hit that Carlson assist, then go back up to points. Find the Killorn point. Plus 350. Against the New Jersey Devils. This line, I believe this hit last night, right? Or no, Carlson scored a goal and Killorn had 2 points. Anyway, any sort of combo. And the beautiful thing about Bet365 is you can do 2 points and 1 point for anybody you want. So these are the types of things that I do. You don't have to hit many of these at all. So I've been putting in the 2+ point combos. I put in like 5 a night or something like that. I'm up in the last 2 weeks, I'm up like 1,000 or something like that. And it's not like I'm hitting a lot. I mean, when you're looking at plus 2,000 odds, if you hit that, remember I hit 2 Terry McTavishes at plus 1,800. You'd have to lose 36 in a row to lose just that money. Not to mention all the others I've hit a lot. I mean, I hit 2 Devils ones the other night. So to me, I think it's worth it if you have the bankroll. I would be sprinkling in all these in games that you can smell some ruckus potential. Don't waste money. Now, could it happen in Washington, Philadelphia? Yes, technically it could. Any game can have a line pairing go off for a couple points, but to me is overwhelmingly not worth the juice ain't worth the squeeze when you're dealing with potential defensive teams or an environment that's not going to put a bunch of goals out there. And then especially when you get to playoffs. These are the types of bets that thrive earlier in the year, if you ask me. So that's what we got there. And also, I told you I would reach out to OddsShopper if you happen to be in any of the states that have Bet365. Let me see what the hell those are again. So Bet365, Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana. Haven't been to a lot of these places. New Jersey, Ohio, those got to be the big ones, and Virginia. And if you're in New York City, you think I haven't taken that PATH train? Just had them all queued up, hit enter, and then made my way back. So if you're fringe New Jersey, you're surrounding it anywhere, I would sneak over to that next town, place the bets, and then go back home. That's legal. No, that has to be legal. That's definitely legal. Everybody's done that. So I have a link down below, and they also have a promotion at Bet365. I'm nearly certain your first bet is risk-free up to $1,000, I think, where if you lose, they'll give you $1,000 in bet credits, or you bet $5 and they give you $150 in free bet credits. So use that link down below if you want to sign up for Bet365 and take a crack at some of those 2+ point line mate combo. Wait, bet 5, get 150? All right. Bet 5 on one of those 2+ point line mate combos, and then use some of that 150 on some of the other ones. Put in all those 2+ point combos, especially if it's bonus bets. Because when I get bonus bets, what I use them for, they got to be big payouts. If you're giving me a bonus bet, I'm choosing something crazy. And also, anybody who didn't know you can put those line mate point prop combos on Draftkings, I also have a Draftkings sign-up link down below where you will get a promotion. When you click on the link, I think it will tell you what the promotion is. Anyway, so those links are down there for you now, along obviously with a link to my Patreon, where you'll be able to get all my picks for the weekend. I will try to give you a first look right now, but you have people going nuts. I didn't even pick the Islanders last weekend. You got people on here going nuts because I just glanced at something and just the first thought comes to my head. Yeah, the Islanders have won a bunch of. I didn't give that. I gave the Kucherov point and the point. Gotta love saying double point. Anyway, without further ado, why don't we take a look at some of these games on a Saturday? We have Winnipeg and Carolina. So Carolina is continuing their win train. You guys know what I said about Winnipeg the other night. I think they're more vulnerable on the road. They lost to Dallas. That was a good Dan bet that we had. And also, you're talking about time zones here. You're talking about an early game in a non-Winnipeg time zone, and you got the road Jets, who probably won't have Gabe Vilardi. I will take the Carolina Hurricanes there. I think they're in a good spot. I mean, they're playing. How crazy is this? The Rangers have lost one game since the All-Star break, and they still can't pull away from Carolina. And if you look at all the Rangers metrics, every last one, you could say everything up and down. The Rangers 5-on-5 rank dead last in the NHL since the All-Star break. They rank tops in saves above expected, meaning, and if you watch the games, you know this, Shesterkin's stealing them left and right, but any regression to the mean for the Rangers, and that division's ripe for the taking, along with, and it also applies here, you guys know about my Carolina division bets. Go ahead, you can scoff all you want. They're 5 points down, and the Rangers have a slew of tough games coming up with the worst 5-on-5 metrics in the league since the All-Star break. So go ahead, just curse all you want. That's just stating. I told you about the money puck win meter. Every single game, the Rangers are on the losing side. If you want to take that and just bank on it the rest of the way, there's still 20 games left, a quarter of a season, go ahead. And Dallas, they clearly have the most complete roster of Winnipeg, Dallas, Vegas. So I also took Dallas. I got them yesterday on FanDuel plus 220. I re-upped on them to win the division. You guys know I was gung-ho about Colorado last year. All my Colorado stuff last year, it was contingent on Gabe Landeskog coming back. He was practicing so far before the trade deadline, and then they didn't trade for anyone. All right, he's got to be coming back. And then he didn't. They still won the division, but it cost them in the playoffs. Big monkey wrench would be if Colorado gets a true dynamic second line player to finally fill in for that Kadri void because they got Nichushkin coming back. Lekkonen's playing on that top line. If they add one more piece, they could be right in the mix. But I do like Dallas at plus 220. I was able to get them yesterday. Here, I will take Carolina in this game, and I'm likely to go under 2.5. The same type of Carolina bets we did last time. I might re-up the same exact under 2.5 goals for the Winnipeg Jets in regulation and Carolina to win in regulation. But I do like that Carolina to win the game. Panthers Wings. This is tough. Panthers, their under 2.5 goal streak ended. My first thought here, we're seeing a ton of overs in Detroit. Panthers on the road. It's a little tougher to stop a team in their own building. It's a national game, and in hockey, it doesn't mean anything. Go experiment with some assist point combos because that top line on both of these teams are going pretty wild. So some point props for that one. Edmonton at Seattle. They're trying to entice everyone to take Edmonton. I don't know. Keep going. Are we already? All right, we're at 6 o'clock. Minnesota Blues. I don't know. Oh, what, you know? No, you don't. Keep going. I'm going to have to. That's where I go. If I ever say I don't know, that's where I'm peeling back the onion and I'm looking for things that don't give me tears. Do you get invented sayings here? You damn right you do. I'm going to try to find some combos. I mean, the Blues on their own home ice. All right, you want something? Okay, Buchnevich and Thomas again, plus money point combo. Colorado net. Wow, this is interesting. Nashville's won 7 in a row. They're holding everybody. I'm going under here. That's my first thought. My first thought is under, where Colorado, you can almost always take. Wow, Colorado just threw back-to-back convincing beatings. What a game. What a weird, interesting game to look forward to, but I'll still take the under 6.5. Actually, if you think about it, actually, I'm not even going to finish that thought. Lightning Canadians. This one probably has over and ruckus potential. This is one that you can practice. You have to confirm the line combinations, but if Hagel's still on the top line, whoever's on the point Kucherov line, I'll take them for an assist with the Kucherov over 1.5 points. Next up, we got Ottawa Flyers. Man, these are two teams I do not want to be trusting right now. You know, the Flyers have been getting results, but if you kind of take a peek behind the curtain, Cam Atkinson scratched for a couple straight games, Couturier demoted to the fourth line off the power play. They have issues. Tortorella is doing some good work. That's all I can say. I don't know. Rangers, Leafs. How about that regression to the mean? I'll take the Leafs. Wow. The Sabres, who are on their scam run, just put big red letters over this. Scam, I'm not touching it. Is Jack Eichel going to play his first game back? Never mind. Not chasing that. Oh, my God. How many thousands of people are betting on the Bruins here? How many thousands of people? For what it's worth, how many thousands of people you think the Islanders screwed last night? You know, Detroit winning those games convincingly, the Kane highlight that everybody was watching. Who's coming into town? The New York Islanders? Oh, my God. We're getting a good price. I'm putting my mortgage on Detroit. It's in Detroit? Oh, I'm taking Detroit. The Islanders screwed everyone, and they're a pretty funny team. The only thing that kind of stands out to me are the Islanders can't keep pucks out of their net. So, over 5.5? Ah, God. I'm leaning over 5.5. That's a good price for over 5.5. Wait, you know why that's a good price? Patrick Waugh has pulled the goalie twice this year with 10 minutes left. 10 minutes! And if I swear to you, the score could be 2-1. You could get to 5-1 by the end of the game. I'm not kidding. So I think I'm going to go with the over there. Shark Stars. Oh, you see what the Sharks are giving up to people? You see it? Well, how about you do a Marchment Duchesne 2+. Oh my God. This is where you guys have a ton of fun using all the point prop combos. All the assist point, Marchman assist with Duchesne point, Hintz assist, Robertson point. But if you got some funds, start sprinkling up and down the point assist lineup with the Linemate power play, Linemate combos, 2+ point combos. Boom, boom, boom. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Is going to be a point prop combo freestyle. Oh my God. So the Dallas players, assortment of props and combos with them, because the Sharks, if you got a combo, they're going to give it to them. Anaheim was able to hit some 2+ point prop combos yesterday. So that's what I'll do there. Columbus, Blackhawks, sneaky ruckus. I love when two bad teams play. What I see in that game, I see Kurashev-Bedard combo. Oh, and I think Chicago's worth a sprinkle. Play a bad team on your own home ice, you can beat them. Yeah, +110, I don't mind that. Pittsburgh, Calgary, come on. Is that the last one? I hope it is, because you think I'm betting on that? You watch Pittsburgh versus the Kraken. If Riley Smith is still on that top line, I will re-sprinkle a little bit on that. You play with Crosby, you always got a chance to get a point. I mean, Flames just sold another defenseman. Maybe will that open up a little more opportunities in front of Markstrom? I guess we will see. But that's what I got for you here on this episode of Pickin' Corners. Thank you guys so much for coming back for another episode. I think this was rather educational. As I mentioned earlier, I'll put a Draftkings link and a Bet365 link. And I don't know a ton about North Carolina. There was this girl from Duke who was into me one time, and she told me that to go to Duke, North Carolina, in the student-only section, you have to camp out in a disgusting fashion. Like, you have to, like, everybody knows what it's like to, like, yeah, we're going to sleep online, and then we're going to get the things in the morning. She was like, no, you have to be there like Wednesday for Saturday. You got to camp like Woodstock for a week to watch what? Oh, it's the Duke North. Okay, it's Duke, North Carolina. But it was also living in a tent for a couple days. That is disgusting. I'm like, well, I don't know. What do you take shifts? They go, no, somebody comes by. A guy with a flashlight intermittently checks to make sure everybody's there. That seems a little wild to me. And that seems like you guys need a few things to do down in North Carolina. And good news for you. From what I hear, Draftkings and these other, is it just Draftkings? FanDuel as well? I believe it's legal in a couple days, because OddsShopper, they gave me a North Carolina link. If you're a North Carolina guy and you want to put in these point prop combos, there's a North Carolina Draftkings link down below. How are you going to know which one? I'm pretty sure it says NC at the end of it. It's the one that says North Carolina or NC at the end. If you click on that, you could sign up, get the promotion, and you can start slicing some of these point prop combos. Make sure you look up when it's soon. Don't you like how well informed I am? I'm sorry, this is not the stuff that is important to me. What's important to me is trickle down snakeonomics. I got to see who's on what line and when. All right, I'll be back with you guys next Friday for this episode of the show, obviously on Monday for the daily NHL bets. If you want to know what assortments I come up with and what I'm going to bet on Saturday, you know what to do. You can become a Green Bay Packers minority owner. You can own a small percentage of this show. It doesn't mean I'm not your financial advisor. Some people come on there, they're like, oh, I don't get it. I haven't 6 times my money yet. Oh, really? Because I'm just some guy. That's all. You're on there to support this and buy me another Power Glove. But as everybody on there will tell you, I do my absolute best to sniff things out. We've had many people. One guy said I paid for his wedding. One guy said I paid for his full vacation he just got back from. I don't know what people bet, but I've done a whole hell of a lot more good for people on there than bad. And then they also get the entertainment of the ludicrous things I say on there, especially when I'm pissed off. So if you guys want to join that, it's patreon.com/Andy Francess. That link is down below as well, but you could also just type that in, patreon.com/Andy Francess. All right, guys, I'll see you next week.